Hello, I hope you are having a good day. Let's do a craft. Christmas is coming up and I don't know how to decorate for Thanksgiving. Okay, besides putting up turkey feathers, there is nothing that interesting about decorating for Thanksgiving. The food is awesome. Seeing people, great. Christmas though, Christmas you can decorate and put glitter everywhere. And I live in a 1950s house. So what would be better than doing a 1950s decorating scheme for the house? And we have never decorated for Christmas, at least on the outside of the house. So this year I thought I would change things up and do some cool 1950s style wreaths for our patio wall. They are going to look so cool. Plus, I don't have $500 to just drop on 1950s pre-made decorations, but I do have some skewers and paper towels and gold spray paint. So why don't you join me and I'll show you. I found these awesome brutalist kind of wreaths on Pinterest and I wanted to make them. So here we go.
Here's what I'm thinking. I want to make 3 similar spiky domes that will hang on the wall that I can decorate with ornaments to look a bit like a Dr. Seuss background decoration. The domes will be kind of like starbursts or fireworks, and I'd like them to be as equally hard to look at. Like when you're looking up in the sky and all you see is that bright, dazzling firework. So why don't we get started? For this project, we're going to be starting with 3 floral vase inserts. I got these at Dollar Tree, so they're very easy to come by. In fact, most of the supplies we're using for this project comes from a Dollar Tree. But I was a little bit worried about the floral foam melting in the Oregon rain, so I'm putting a quick layer of paper towels and waterproof glue around it. It's not only going to help keep the decorations from absorbing all of that water and getting waterlogged, but it's going to keep the foam from melting when we go to spray paint it later. So what you're going to do is take your paper towels and dip it into your water and glue mixture. I would go with about a 1-to-1 ratio of water to glue. You want to make sure that you have enough glue in your water so that the paper towel sticks to itself. And I wanted to show you just how slow that process can be. So that's what the beginning of this was. But for now, you're just going to take your paper towel, dip it in the water, scrunch it up to get that excess out of there, and then unwrap it, unscrunch it if you would, and then place it onto your floral foam. As you're working, you're going to kind of rub those edges together to make it one even-ish layer, and then continue with that until you've gotten all 3 covered in glue. Next, we have to let the bases dry, which is a hard thing to do in the Pacific Northwest, especially during the rainy season. If you need to, take the pucks outside to dry. The sun will help speed up this process. And if you're lucky enough, like me, to have a warming drawer in your kitchen, thank you, 1950s, then you can always place them in your warming drawer as well to dry off. And now it's time to play my favorite game, waiting for glue to dry. Have you ever found yourself waiting ages for your project to dry just so you can get on with it? I am here to help. First of all, you're going to need to go make yourself a cup of tea and get cozy for the wait. Then while drinking your tea, you're going to stare off into the abyss and contemplate every single life choice. Once you've had enough introspection, it is time for step 3. Zone out with the game, because trust me, it's much better than looking into the darkness. And if that doesn't work, you can always spend time annoying your dog. I know mine loves it. Finally, if you've made it to step 5, well, it's time to lose all hope, ye who have entered here, and maybe try to find something else to occupy your time with. Or just remember that you don't actually have any gold spray paint and it is time to go to the hardware store. And now that we've gotten the spray paint from the hardware store, it is time to stab that puck. Okay, but seriously, you are going to take 4 skewers and place them evenly around the puck. This is going to break it into sections. Place them as straight as you can into the bottom of the puck, about 1.5 inches, and that should allow it to not fall apart later on. Then you're going to take your skewers and continue to place them evenly. You're going to place 5 skewers in each of the 4 sections you just created. That will create 1 layer. From there, we need to make 3 more layers up the sides of the puck, going at a slightly more increased angle as you poke them, okay? This will make the decoration a little bit more round and really amazing to look at. And get ready to just keep stabbing, because you're going to place about 100 of these skewers as you continue up the puck. The center will be a little bit different, so I'll explain that. We are getting so close to being done with this decoration. Now you're going to take 1 skewer and place it in the center of the top of this puck. Surround that with 8 more skewers in a circle, evenly spaced. That will finish off all of the little prongs of our decoration. It's finally the fun part, and we've reached spray paint. So remember, when you're doing 3 of these, and I would suggest doing all 3 before you get to the spray paint part, is that you're going to need at least 2 cans of spray paint to finish this project. I did not realize that when I bought my first can, and I ended up having to go back to the hardware store. But it's fairly simple. Just make sure that you're getting every angle you can of this ornament. And I spray painted the bottoms as well, just to make sure that all my bases were covered and it has a decent layer before we leave it out for the winter. It's time to add the ornaments to our decoration. So go get all of your plastic unbreakable Christmas tree ornaments and your hot glue, because you're going to need it. First of all, we're going to take off the tops on these unbreakable ornaments. It's really easy. You just kind of bend them off. They'll pop right off, hopefully, especially if they're the plastic type that you can get at Dollar Tree. And you're going to want to make sure that you have different sizes for your ornaments. That just adds a little bit of interest to what you're doing. Once you have the tops off of those ornaments, you're going to take your hot glue and kind of put it inside the opening of the ornament. It is going to bubble back out at you just a little bit. Don't worry about that. When you stick the skewer into the ornament, it will push that hot glue back in, and the hot glue will make sure that that ornament doesn't fall off when we go to hang these on the wall.
And there you go, some crazy gold wreaths to hang on the wall and just bring a little bit of Christmas cheer to our house. If you make them, I definitely want to see a picture. If you have any other Christmas 1950s ideas, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Let's do another craft.
What, you thought I was going to hang them up on the wall? I'll direct, but Dad built that wall. I'm not putting any holes in it.